Hi there, Ellwood City sports fans. This is Bradley Windhorst bringing you live coverage of tonight's girls volleyball matchup. It is your Ellwood City Wolverines playing host to crosstown rival Shenango Wildcats, just a little bit up northwest of us. The Shenango Wildcats come into play, coming into a really good season to start off the short season here, and are looking to continue their trend. The Wolverines come into play doing the exact same thing. The junior varsity game is at 6 o'clock tonight. We'll run through their roster here shortly. We got about 4 minutes before we have our start of the match. For the junior varsity team, for the Wolverines, they come into play 2-1 after losing at Laurel the very first night of play on Monday of last week. The Wolverines came back and won 2 games last week. Tuesday night against New Brighton, followed by Thursday night as they traveled down to Freedom to beat the junior varsity team for the Freedom Bulldogs. So they come into play tonight at 2-1. For the varsity team, for the Wolverines, they come in 3-0, and not only 3-0 on the season so far, beating Laurel, New Brighton, and Freedom this year. They come in 9 sets to 0 on the year. So the Wolverines are coming in play looking real strong on both levels, both ends, junior varsity and varsity. Like I said, we have about 3 minutes here. We'll run through the JV roster here for both teams before we get underway. For the Lady Wolverines, our junior varsity roster, we're looking at 10th and 9th graders specifically. We're looking at Alyssa Donley, number 24. Morgan Hooker will be number 13. Ellie Davis is number 44. Casey Barnett is number 11. Ellie Calantis will be number 25. I do apologize. Last week we did have a number change. Forget the exact term for volleyball, but the person who is wearing the setter that's usually wearing the offset color jersey, in this case white or blue, may it be, or black or gray, whatever it may be. Last week they were switching numbers. This week we actually have the roster correct. So the roster did flip to, I don't know, maybe it was for our needs. Who knows? Maybe for my needs. But tonight, Ellie Calantis will be number 25 for the Wolverines. Flipping those numbers is Jenna Vedica. She was number 25 last week. She will be officially number 20. That is confirmed by Ellwood City staff tonight. So number 20 will be Vedica. Number 25 will be Ellie Calantis. The other freshmen for the Wolverines, number 12, Claire Noble. Number 5, Lena Nacera. Number 10, Amelia Osterling. And then number 3, Kira Rozansky. So there are your sophomores and freshmen. We'll go through the juniors and seniors when the varsity team plays. For Shenango, we're looking at their players for the JV roster-wise. They separated the roster pretty nicely here. Number 9 will be Haley Beecham. Number 10, Morgan Pasola. Number 11, Elise Lenhart. Number 12, McKenna Emmerich. Number 15, Aaliyah Slagle. Number 18, Sarah Dosso. Number 20, Maria Bryant. Number 21, Kelly Cleaver. Number 23, Ange DePaula. Number 25, Maddie Long. Number 28, Ange Bocelli. Number 30, Addie Case. And lastly, number 34, Ashlyn Peters. So there's your junior varsity for both teams. We'll take a short little break here. We're about at the minute mark here. We'll get underway, and we'll bring you live coverage of Shenango versus your Lady Wolverines. We'll take a short little break, and we'll come right back. Hi there, folks. If you're just joining us, we are bringing you live coverage of the Ellwood City Lady Wolverines versus Shenango Wildcats. Tonight's matchup starts with the junior varsity teams about 6 o'clock here. We'll get ready to go. And then at 7:30, approximately 7:30, we will bring you live coverage of the varsity game. We'll have a short little break in between as they warm up. We'll talk about sports this past week for the Wolverines. We'll talk about today's sports. There was a boys golf match. Those scores are coming in here shortly for us. So we will report everything that we can. Okay, so the Wolverines will be on the left side of your screen, and the Wildcats will be in their uniform gray, which is on the right side. Because of social distancing, usually naturally they would come up and shake hands at the net. They're going to come right to the net, right at the front area there, and just wave and do their typical thing. And we're about ready to begin. We do have 2 line judges for the junior varsity. Both are for the Lady Wolverines. They're wearing neutral colors, as they should. And they'll be doing the line judging at both ends. And to start officially both matches tonight, you'll see the referees. This is protocol for any volleyball game. You'll watch the referees calling in, making sure that those positional rosters are correct. So it looks like we're about ready to begin, and the Wildcats will serve first. Serving first, I believe, is number 25, Maddie Long. Ball's in. Nice setup for the Wolverines. Ellie Davis. Nice shot right in the middle. Back over by number 12 for the Wildcats. Setting up for number 24 for the Wolverines. Dips it down. Good save by number 11. Shoots it back over for the Wildcats. Ellie Davis once again. And I believe they're going to say a carry by the Wolverines. That's an early point for Shenango. 1-0 Shenango. Once again, number 25, Maddie Long, is going to serve for the Wildcats. Ball is in. Good set up for the Wolverines. Setting up for number 24, Alyssa Donley. Coming back over by number 12 for the Wildcats, right down the middle. And an early 2-0 lead for the Wildcats. That was number 12, McKenna Emmerich. Found the open shot there, the open court section there, and it falls. 2-0 early lead for Shenango. Serving once again for the Wildcats, Maddie Long. Ball is in. Unfortunate attempt there by number 11, Casey Barnett, and all of a sudden Shenango starts this match off with a 3-0 lead in the first set. Long once again. Ball's in, but a little bit short, resulting for the first point for the Wolverines. It's now 3-1 Wildcats. Starting for the serving for the Wolverines is number 24, Alyssa Donley. Ball is in. It's set up by the Wildcats. Coming over is number 23. Good dig by number 25 for the Wolverines. She's going to get shot back over. Back over by the Wildcats. Set up for Ellie Davis, number 44. She does get it over. Number 11, once again, number 11, Elise Lenhart finds the hole, and it's 4-1 Shenango. I think this sets up for a very competitive night tonight. Shenango comes in a little bit more prepared, ready to go than New Brighton, so we're going to see a really good matchup between these two teams. And just like that, as I speak, number 28, Ange Bocelli. 5-1 Wildcats. Ball is in. Wolverines, number 11, Casey Barnett, misplays it, and it's early, 6-1 Wildcats. We're sitting here talking to Ellwood staff here before the game started, and they told us flat out this was going to be a very good matchup for the Wolverines tonight. Not only junior varsity, but also varsity. Number 12 in the serve for the Wildcats, McKenna Emmerich. And unfortunately misplayed by the Wolverines. The Wildcats pulling away, up 6 points in this first set. Serving again is number 12, Emmerich. Good serve. An unfortunate play there between Davis and number 3, Kira Rosansky. And it's now 8-1 Wildcats. And that forces a timeout by the Wolverines. So first set, 8-1 Shenango Wildcats. We'll take a short little break. Okay, coming back from the timeout. Timeout's about a minute for volleyball. Back in is number 12, Emmerich, serving. Nice serve. Back over to the Wolverines, setting up for number 5. Over to Ellie Davis. Off of the Shenango Wildcats player as she went and tipped it. And the point will go to the Wolverines. So a good adjustment there out of the timeout. Wolverines get the point. It's now 8-2 Shenango. Serving for the Wolverines is number 5, Miss Sarah. Gets a nice hit there, set up by Donley. Well dropped. She makes another save by number 5, Nasera. Comes to number 12, Claire Noble. Ball comes back over to the Wolverines. Once again, number 12, Claire Noble. Setting up Ellie Davis. Good attempt by Shenango. Unfortunately, too many touches there, and the point will go to the Wolverines, 8-3. So, perfectly timed timeout by head coach Jenna Ricciuti. She helps coaches both JV and varsity. 2 points in a row for the Wolverines to get back in this matchup. Good hit by number 23. They're going to say, I believe, she hit and tapped the net, so the point will go to the Wolverines. Oh, check that. The Wolverines hit the net, so it is now 9-3 Shenango. Serving for Shenango is number 11, Elise Lenhart. Comes to number 12, Noble. Ellie Davis makes the dig. Comes back over to the Wolverines. Nice play by Noble, and unfortunately too close to the net for number 5, Nasera, and the point goes to Shenango. So they're building on their lead. It's now 10-3 Shenango. Again, served by number 11, Lenhart. Good serve. An unfortunate bounce by the Wolverines. Coming and reaching in there. The ball does not clear and stay inside. Point for Shenango, 11-3. In this first set from Lincoln High School in the big gym for the Lady Wolverines. Lenhart with the serve. Coming right to number 44, Ellie Davis, and unfortunately too long. And the points continue to come in for the Wildcats. It's now 12-3 Wildcats. Lenhart once again, high serve. Unfortunately, it hits the roof. I don't think you can hit this on the serve. I don't think you can hit the roof. So the point does go to the Wolverines. You do have to actually hit, if you do hit the roof, it will count, but I don't think it counts on serves. Ellie Davis, nice high serve. Prime example there, hit the netting for baseball. Set up for number 12. An unfortunate shot by their number 12, Claire Noble, and the point does go to Shenango. It's now 13-4. Lady Wildcats. Good attempt there by number 23 serving Ange DePaulo, but it does go out of bounds. So the point does go to the Wolverines, 13-5. Serving for the Wolverines is number 5, number 3, Kira Rosansky. Good serve by Rosansky, and the ball drops on Shenango's side. It's 13-6. Serving once again for the Wolverines is number 3, Rosansky. Looking to get back into this match here in this first set. Still early, though. Set up for number 30 by Shenango, and unfortunately does not clear. Addie Kays hits it into the net, and it's 13-7. Okay, so they are going to say, I believe, net play. So we did hit the net for the Wolverines, so the point does go to the Wildcats. I do apologize. The referee on the other side is making a call, and it's lined up perfectly so that I cannot see them. Served by your setter here, number 20, Maria Bryant, goes into the net, and the point goes back over to the Wolverines. So it's 14-7 early for the Wildcats. Wildcats were playing fairly well. The Wolverines capitalized on serves last week against New Brighton at home. Not this week. It's a little bit more competitive by the Wildcats. Good setup here for number 11. She gets a clear hit over. That's Leonard. Coming to Alyssa Donley, and she hits it in. What a good shot by number 24, Alyssa Donley. It drops. It's 14-8, Wildcats. Maybe that shot there will turn the momentum here in this first set. 14-8, Shenango. Serving is number 25, Ellie Calantis. Good hit by number 20. Back to Davis. Set it up at the net. Good play between the two teams, or at the net. Setting up for number 12, Noble. Good save by the Wildcats. And unfortunately, it hits the net. And that's another point for the Wolverines. 14-9. Wolverines, no pun intended, clawing back into this matchup. 25, Calantis serving for the Wolverines. Good setup by the Wildcats. Over to number 12, I don't think she was expecting it. Good tap over by number 5 for the Wolverines. Setting up for Donley. Donley gets a good shot. Good dig out by the Wildcats. Gets it over, and what a shot by I believe number 25 there, Maddie Long. And the point drops, and it's now 15-9, Wildcats. Some good play by both teams, especially in front of the net there. A lot of times you see teams hitting the net, getting that net fault. Served by number 30, Addie Kays, unfortunately hits the net, and the point goes to the Wolverines. Now 15-10, Wildcats. Serving is number 12, Claire Noble. Deep serve, but a good one. Comes over to number 12 for the Wildcats. Number 12, McKenna Emmerich hits it out of bounds. Point to the Wolverines, 15-11. So the Wolverines are starting to slowly get themselves back into this first set. Good serve once again by Noble, and it drops, and all of a sudden it's 15-12 now. And Shenango's not having it. Shenango takes the timeout. 15-12, Wildcats will take a timeout with them. All right, back to the action here. Serving for the Wolverines is number 12, Noble. Hits a good serve. Wildcats do not get it over. And it's now 15-13. Wolverines calling back into this matchup. Good attempt by the Wildcats. Once again, if you do hit the top of the ceiling, it is still in play. If you get it over, it's great. If it doesn't get over, it's a point for the other team. Good set up by the Wolverines, Alyssa Donley, but they're going to say that Ellie Davis, I believe, touched it twice. Point goes to Shenango, and it's 16-13. We have our first sub. Coming in is number 23 once again is Ange DePaula. Coming out is number 10, Morgan Pasola. Serving for the Wildcats is number 25, Maddie Long. quick shot by the Wolverines is dug out by Shenango, and unfortunately doesn't make it over by number 12, McKenna Emmerich, and the point goes to Ellwood. Ellwood now just down 2 points. They were down by 7 just a couple minutes ago. 24, Donley serving for the Wolverines. A little deep, almost hit the setter for the Wildcats right over the head, but it does fall out of bounds. Point Shenango. First serve here from Lincoln High School. Number 12 serves over to Donley. Set up deep for Noble. Unfortunate hit there, and the ball hits the net. Point goes to Shenango, and all of a sudden Shenango gets that 4-point lead once again. Serve is by number 12, McKenna Emmerich. Very good serve. Davis does get the ball back over for the Wolverines. Ball comes over by number 11. She just taps it over top. Set up for Davis once again. Nice hit, and it drops for the Wolverines. 18-15 now. First set. Serving for the Wolverines is number 5, Lena Nacera. Nice pocket shot by Nacera. Does get him over. Set up to number 28. Coming right back over. Good hit by number 11. It's out of bounds. Number 11, Elise Linhart. Number 28, Ange Bocelli, making some plays there for the Wildcats, but the ball does fall out of bounds. And all of a sudden, 18-16, so 2 points each team. Nacera once again for the Wolverines. Good setup here by the Wildcats, a little deeper than normal. Good tap over by number 5 for the Wolverines. Set up for number 11. Back to number 5. Great shot. Great shot by number 5. Lena Nacera does get to the left side of the court, and it's now 18-17 Wildcats. Wolverines getting back in this. We haven't seen that spark there, and hopefully that's what starts it right there. That was a very good shot by Nacera. Good serve once again by Nacera. Set up for number 23, gets it over. Deep shot by number 5, Nacera, back in the corner. 28 gets it over. To Donley. Donley does get it back over for the Wolverines. Ball comes near the front judge there. Good attempt there by number 11, Elise Lenhart, but the point goes to Wolverines. And after being down 14-7 at one point, the Wolverines have clawed back into this. It's now 18 apiece. Set is won when you hit 25 and you win by 2. Serve goes out of bounds by number 5, Nacera. Wildcats retain or get back their early first set lead. 19-18, Wildcats. Serving for the Wildcats is number 11, Leonard. Nice serve by Leonard. Nice and deep. Wolverine scrambling. Davies get it over. Davis does get it over. 30 shoots back across. Good play by Noble. Davis once again trying to find that pocket. Good dig by number 25 for the Wildcats. Back over to Nacera. Does tip it over. Some nice set plays here. Nice rallies by both teams. It drops, and unfortunately, good attempt by number 3, Kira Rosansky. And unfortunately, the ball drops in the middle, and it's now 20-18 Shenango. Ball is in by number 11 for the Wildcats. Good tip over by number 5. Come back over by 30. Good dig by Noble. A little bit of a scramble, an unfortunate hit by Donley. And the Wildcats are starting to pull away here with just 4 points needed to get that first win, or first set victory. I think we have a timeout by head coach Jenna Ricciuti for the Wolverines. We'll take that timeout with them. It's 21-18 Wildcats. Coming back from the timeout, it's 21-18 Wildcats. Serving for the Wildcats is number 11, Leonard. First set here from Lincoln High School. Deep shot there. Good play by number 25 for the Wolverines. Davis with the shot. Last week we saw that dropping most of the times. Wildcats are playing the net a little bit better this week. Good try there by number 28, Ange Bocelli, trying to get that shot in the left side there. Hits the net. 21-19 Wildcats now. Serving for the Wolverines is number 44, Ellie Davis. Featured mostly today so far at the front of the net. Deep serve by Davis. It does get in. Good setup by the Wildcats, number 20. Good dig by Davis. Does get over. And I think they're going to say double hit. Or no, they're going to say carry. So they're going to say carry by Shenango. It's now 21-20. Again, you need to win by 2 at 25. If you're not up by 2, you continue to play on. Davis once again serving for the Wolverines. Short serve by Davis. Point goes to Shenango. It's now 22-20 Wildcats. Ball is being served by number 23, Ange DePaula. Good attempt by number 25, Ellie Calandis. And unfortunately, it drops back on the Wolverines side. Shenango now up 23-20. Serving once again is Ange DePaula. Ball goes out of bounds. Unfortunate bounce there by number 5, Lana Nacera, and the point goes to Shenango. And we've got our first set point tonight for the JV group and squad. Serving again for Wildcats is number 23, DePola. Unfortunate hit there for the Wildcats, number 25, Maddie Long, and the point does go to the Wolverines. So they do salvage 1 point here. Couple subs here. Coming out is number 23, DePola. Coming in is, I believe, number 10, Morgan Pasola. Serving is number 3, Kiera Rosansky. And a nice, tough hit there by the Wildcats. Point goes to the Wolverines. 24-20, first set here. Once again, serving for the Wolverines is number 3, Rosansky. Fortunately, it's short, and the first set does go to Shenango. They take the first set tonight, 25-22, to take that 1-0 lead on the sets. We'll take a short little break here. 3 minutes, we'll begin the second set. Welcome back, folks. We were down to about a minute before the second set starts here for the junior varsity matchup between the Shenango Wildcats and Ellwood City Wolverines. If you're just catching this right now, tonight is September 22nd. It's about 6:30 as our first set just finished for the JV teams. The Wolverines are looking to improve on their season so far. They dropped the first match against Laurel and came back last week and won 2 straight games, New Brighton and then at Freedom. They're looking to build on this week. I believe we have Shenango tonight, and then we have, I believe, if I'm correct on this one, Thursday night against Mohawk. We will be live here, same time, same place, 6 o'clock Thursday night. We'll bring you live action of that volleyball match. We did just get a final. The boys golf scores just came in. Boys golf for the Wolverines did defeat the Riverside Panthers 226 to 250. So the boys golf team looking to revenge after a couple losses in the past 2 weeks, but they're looking pretty good. I believe they go to now 6-2 on the season. Some really good stuff, and we'll get a little bit more information as they just had their sectional singles for golf on Monday. Tennis, we also want to mention about, I believe it was Molly McCommons. She made it to the Final Four for section singles for tennis as well. Second set is about ready to begin for number 24, Alyssa Donnelly for the Wolverines. Serves it up. Good dig there, deep in the back end for the Wolverines, number 11. Casey Barnett. Good hit by Clantis. Over to number 12, Noble. Good strike, but a good play by the Wildcats. Unfortunately, not long enough, and the point goes to the Wolverines. Again, we said this in the first set. One of the features for the Wolverines was their serve, both JV and varsity. Tonight, a little more competitive team out of the Wildcats winning that first set. Good serve once again by the Wolverines, and it's 2-0 Ellwood City. Alyssa Donnelly, once again, number 24 for the Wolverines. Serves the ball up, deep shot, and all of a sudden the Wolverines coming out with a little bit more fire this second set, and it's 3-0 Wolverines. Donnelly once again. Good serves by Alyssa tonight, hitting them strong. Good shot there. Is that number 11? It was number 11, Elise Lenhart. Good shot in that bottom right section there. The point will go to Shenango, 3-1, second set. Serving for the Wildcats is number 25, Long. And she's short. So Long is short, and the point does go to the Wolverines, 4-1, early second set. Served by number 5, Landon Nacera. Deep hits here by the Wildcats. They finally get the ball back over. Good setup there for number 12. Come back over 11. Good digs here by both teams. A little tap play at the net. It was good by Clantis. Back in the Wolverine side. And unfortunately, a little too deep there by Donnelly. Number 5 there, Landon Nacera can't reach the ball, and the point does go to Shenango. Now 4-2, Wolverines. Deep shot there on the serve. Good play by the Wolverines to get the ball over, and a mistake by the Wildcats. Point goes to the Wolverines, 5-2. What a deep serve and nice play there by the Wolverines. Nice hustle. They didn't panic, made the right play. Number 12, Claire Noble. Ball comes back over by number 25, and it drops. Number 25, Ellie Clantis. Shot down the line is good. And the Wolverines have a 6-2 early second set lead here, down 1-0 in the match. For junior varsity, it's a best of 3. So the Wolverines have to win this set to get back into the game. Tough serve there by number 12, Claire Noble. The point does go to Shenango, 6-3 Wolverines. Ball's being served by the Wildcats, number 11, Elise Lenhart. Deep serve, and it does drop right in front of Rosansky. So a good deep serve there so far by the Wildcats in this one, now 6-4. Good set up by number 5. Over to number 11, Casey Barnett. Deep shot there once again. Good set up by number 5, Nacera. Back over by Calantis. Good attempt there by number 12, Noble, and unfortunately it drops. She does hit it, but it goes right into the scoreboard table, and the point does go Shenango, so all of a sudden Shenango's got a couple points here, 3 points in a row, get back into this game. Good hit by number 11, Casey Barnett. Point goes back to the Wolverines. 7-5. Again, best of 25, win by 2. Wolverines do have to win this set to continue on to a third and final set for the JV. Varsity plays best of 5. Served by Rosansky goes into the net. It's now 7-6. Substitution for the Wildcats coming out is number 34, Ashlyn Peters, coming in. And serving is number 10, Morgan Pasola. Served by Pasola deep and to the left here. Goes into the 10th row of the bleachers. And the point does go to the Wolverines. 8-6 Wolverines. A little less restrictions this week on the benches. The players are able to be on the back end of the bleachers this week. So we'll see the varsity team here right after this matchup. There'll be about 2 15-minute warm-up sessions between the two. Ball goes out of bounds by the Wildcats, and now the Wolverines have a 9-6 second set lead. Served by number 25, Ellie Clantis. Good set up by the Wolverines, and it splits between number 11 and number 24. Point goes to Shenango, 9-7 in the second set. Served by number 20, the setter, Maria Bryant, is a little deep, just a couple feet deep, and the point does go to the Wolverines, 10-7, second set. Levin hits the ball, Casey Barnett. Ball comes back right to Barnett again. Good set up to number 12, Noble. A little too hard on the shot. And the point will go to Shenango, 10-8. Service by number 30, Addie Kays. A good serve right in front of Barnett. It drops. The point does go to Shenango, 10-9 now. Serve once again by number 30, Kays. Good serve by Kays. Hits the ball back over. Quick tip right back where it came from. Number 12, Noble. Hits it right back. Point goes to the Wolverines. Serving for the Wolverines is number 24, Donley. Good serve. Hits off the rafters. An unfortunate play here. Once again, if it's off of the serve, it does not count. But once it's in play, if it hits the roof, you still play. You got to get it over to the other side. If you do not, it's a point for the opposing team. Donley's serve goes right into the net. Point goes back over to Shenango, 12-10. Midway through this match between the Wolverines and the Wildcats. Second set. First set was won by the Wildcats 25-22. Good set by the Wildcats. with very minimal mistakes being made at the net. Noble for the Wolverines, deep once again. That's twice or second or third time that she's done that. She's going to have to work on getting that down in. Point goes to the Wildcats, 12-11. Long for the Wildcats. And it goes right beside Barnett's head. Unfortunately, drops in. She was not as long as before. Point goes in. It's now tied. Second set, 12 apiece. Wildcats coming back into this matchup. Long once again for the Wildcats. Right to Dawn Lee. Right at the net. Tough play there by number 5, Landon Nasera. And all of a sudden, the Wildcats, after being down 4 points in this set, are now leading 13-12. Tides have turned. Long once again. Good serve right to Barnett. Good play by number 5, Nasera. Donnelly tips it back over. Wildcats hit it right back to the Wolverines. Noble once again. This time she's got it figured out. Hits off the player and then drops for the point. Tied once again, 13 apiece. Both teams are subbing, or no, just the Wolverines. Coming out is number 25, Calanthus. Coming in is number 10, Amelia Osterling. Served by number 5, Nasera. Good serve. Pins the Wildcats near the scoreboard table, and the point goes to the Wolverines as they go ahead 14-13. Served by Nasera once again. Come right back over by number 11. An unfortunate hit by Nasera, hit her far left shoulder and goes out of bounds. Point goes to Shenango, 14-all. Served by the Wildcats, number 12, McKenna Emmerich is short, and she quickly goes off the court. Coming back in is number 20 for the Wildcats, Maria Bryant. Point goes to the Wolverines, 15-14. Served by Noble is deep. And now we have a bunch of points. Okay. Okay, my apologies. The point does go to the Wolverines. I do apologize. So 16-14 Wolverines. Noble back to serve once again. Number 20 hits it right to Noble. Donnelly comes over to help out. 5 does get it over. And a nice shot by number 5, Landon Nasera. Now the Wolverines take a 3-point lead and a quick timeout by the Wildcats. 17-14 Wolverines will take a timeout. Second set. Back to the action. Claire Noble serving for the Wolverines. Up 17-14, second set. Good setup by Elise Lenhart. Number 11 for the Shenango Wildcats. Shoots it right down the line, and it drops. 17-15 now. So a good timeout by the Wildcats as they get the point. Kind of seems like so far in these first two sets, the team who has taken the timeout has won that point coming out of the timeout. Okay, they're going to say that the Wildcats hit the net, touched the net, and double touched. And the point will go to the Wolverines, 18-15. Again, to win the set, have to score 25, win by 2. First set was 25-22 Wildcats. Good serve this time by Rosansky. Deep shot off of the hands of Landon Nasera. Goes out of bounds. Point goes to Shenango, 18-16. Coming back in is number 10, Morgan Pasola. As she will take the serve for the Wildcats. Down 2 points in this second set. Ball comes in. Good setup by the Wolverines. Number 24, Donnelly, winds up. Wildcats bring it back over by number 30. Good hit, but good recovery by the Wildcats. Good drop. Good shot by number 10, Amelia Osterling, for the Wolverines, as they take a 19-16 lead now. Number 10 will go to serve. Amelia Osterling setting up for the serve. Good, nice, low arcing serve. Gives Shenango some trouble. Comes right back to her. She drops it in. Wildcats do make it out. Good attempt by number 11, Barnett. A little bit too short there on the net play, and the point does go to the Wolverines, or sorry, to the Wildcats. 19-17 now in this second set. Serve is going by number 20, Maria Bryant. Deep serve, hit right back over. That's unfortunate for the Wildcats. That was a good serve, and unfortunately nobody moved in the middle of the court. And the ball drops. That's a deep winner for the Wolverines. Now 20-17, just 5 points away from winning and forcing a third set. Served by number 11, Casey Barnett. Comes right back to the Wolverines. Good dig there by Rosansky. Good drop by the Wolverines. Noble hits it back over for the Wolverines. Little tip play by number 30 for the Wildcats, and it falls. And the point will go to Shenango, 20-18, as they look to stay in this second set. Served by number 30, deep on the end zone. Good net play tonight by the Wildcats. Set up for number 11. And a nice tip play by number 11. Elise Lenhart took a little bit of a peek there, and sure enough saw the defensive line for the Wolverines a little too deep. And the point goes to Shenango, 20-19 now. Deep hit, gets set up by Rosansky. Noble hits it over. Ball stays alive by both teams. Comes over to number 12. Good shot. Whew. That had some smoke behind it. Number 12, McKenna Emmerich. And we're all tied up 20 apiece. Wildcats are crawling into this just like the Wolverines. A good battle here, second set. 20 all. Good serve once again by number 30 for the Wildcats. Some tip play over here by the Wolverines. Lenhart looking for that pocket once again. Unfortunate try there by number 5, Landon Nasera, and all of a sudden the Wildcats take a 21-20 lead. Good matchup here. The Wolverines are being tested in this one. Good tip this time by Nasera. Comes over to Lenhart. Good running play there by number 10, Osterling. Good try by number 10, Osterling, and it does go out of bounds. And now the Wildcats take a 2-point lead as the Wolverines are forced to take their timeout. It's 22-20. Wildcats will take this timeout with them. Okay, back to the action here. 22-20 lead by the Wildcats, who were down in this set by 4 points. Serving is number 30, Addie Kays. Good serve once again. She's had a couple of them, and it goes out of the bounce. And now Shenango has that 3-point advantage. Have to win by 2. If you get the 25, you win the set. Kay once again. Good setup this time. Good shot by Noble, but dug out by number 20. Good pocket shot there by the Wildcats. And now they're looking for the victory here. They're 1 point away from not only the set point, but match point. 24-20 Wildcats. Serving for the Wildcats, number 30, Addie Cage, looking for the victory. Ball goes out of bounds, and the point does go to the Wolverines. So they do salvage a point out of this. They're going to look to one of their leaders on the team, number 24, Alyssa Donley. Serve comes in. Good serve. Set up by Shenango. They did get the ball over. Good quick tip there by Nasser. Ball comes right back to the Wolverines. Set up by Barnett. Dug out by Osherling. Over to Noble. And they're going to say a double touch, I believe, by Osherling. That's unfortunate. Point goes to Shenango. And they officially win tonight's matchup of JV 25-22 and 25-21. So there's your final score for the junior varsity team. JV wins for Shenango Wildcats 2 sets to none, 25-22 and 25-21. We'll take a little bit of a break here. We'll leave the camera on. We'll talk about a couple things here shortly. We'll take a little break. We'll talk about some sports here for Ellwood City. And then we'll start here. I believe they take 2 15-minute warm-ups for both teams. So we'll keep you posted when they start both 15-minute halves there or warm-ups. And we'll come back and we'll start the varsity game here shortly, approximately about 7:30. I would say about 7:25. So we'll take a little break and we'll come right back. Okay, Wolverines fans who are chiming in right now, we're about 15 minutes or so away here from the start of the varsity matchup, so we'll be starting here right about 7:15. 15 minutes before this matchup begins. Maybe. We'll find out here shortly. I just wanted to fill you guys in on a couple things. Okay, yeah, so here's the 15-minute segment. Warm up for the Wolverines, and then I think there's another 15. So we are going to do 7:30. Last match or last home game, I said that it was going to be this time, that time. So I'm going to assume that it's 7:30, 15 minutes each team to start before the varsity. A couple things if you're just catching us live now. The JV game played at 6 o'clock. They finished about 6:45, 6:50. The Wolverines unfortunately lost in 2 sets in a row. 2-0 Wildcats won for Shenango, 25-22, and then 25-21. So the Wolverines junior varsity team falls to 2-2. They'll look to bounce back on Thursday as they play host here from Lincoln High School Big Gym on Thursday at 6 o'clock. I believe it's Mohawk as well. So 2 games this week. Varsity's warming up for the Wolverines. We're going to talk a couple different things here. If you noticed on your screen a couple minutes ago, we did have the social media accounts for our website. We are Ellwood City Sports, so ECS. We do a couple different things. The live video feed and live video stream is what's called the W Zone. And then we also do reporting and blog and information and statistics as well. So a little bit of everything on our website. If you go to www.ecwolverines.com, we have statistics for football all the way back to, I believe, 2011, if you want to check out those stats. And then we also have live streams since 2016 for the football team. And in all the other sports, all 17 sports, we're trying to cover in some way or some fashion. Some sports we can do live streams. Some sports we cannot. It's unfortunate that we can't cover all of them the exact same way, but not all sports are the same. So we try to do our best. We were at the boys' golf game today as they went and defeated Riverside 226-250 at Connoquenessing Country Club over at Riverside. So the Wolverines golf team is looking pretty good. I know the girls' golf team has a matchup coming up on Thursday, I believe. Wednesday, we've got another fun-filled action for you guys this week. We've got tennis. We've got a couple different matchups for cross-country going on. We have all these different things. And then ultimately we end the night tomorrow night with our live stream of the middle school football game as they play host to New Brighton. That will be coming from Helling Stadium. Thad Sturgeon will be hopefully on the call. With it being at home, he should be there on time. A little dig at him, no pun intended. If you caught us live, we were live from Freedom last week. He caught into some traffic there and unfortunately came in a little bit late. But nonetheless, we'll have coverage for that game as well. We'll talk about girls tennis, all this other stuff. And then we will end up Thursday night right back here at 6 and 7:30. The JV and varsity volleyball teams for the Wolverines play Mohawk. So that will be live streamed on our channel. And then we end the week Friday night. The Wolverines come off of a tough loss against New Brighton where they lost 6-0 last week. They look to revenge against a very good, as in ranked number 1, or should be ranked number 1 in the state, Beaver Falls Tigers. They look very good, really solid again this year. So that will be a tough one. It is homecoming, and we will bring you homecoming coverage. There is something set for pregame. There is something set for, I don't know if you want to call it pre-pregame. We will show a couple of different recordings. Hopefully I'm not letting the cat out of the bag here, but we will have coverage of both the homecoming kinging, I guess, and the queening of the homecoming queen at halftime. So we'll have both of them. The Kings will be recorded. The Queen will be live at halftime. We'll have all that coverage Friday night. We'll bring to you live coverage. Keep check on our website as well as our social media accounts. Time probably 6:30, 6:35, somewhere in that range. It's always fluid because if something is changed or if somebody shows up a little bit late, then those times change just a little bit. So we'll try to keep you guys posted. If you don't want to check in or can't check in on the timing, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ellwood City Wolverines on YouTube, when we go live, you will be notified on your device, whether it's a phone, an iPad, if you have desktop notifications on your computer. We will let you know when we go live for any event. For this event, tomorrow night, Thursday, and Friday. So go to youtube.com, type in Ellwood City Wolverines, subscribe to us, and that way you'll be alerted when we go live. We're also on social media accounts. Facebook, if you type in Ellwood City Wolverines, we post there. And then we also post on our Twitter page. Twitter's usually our go-to thing because it's quick and easy, and it gets out to the news media real fast. So Twitter, it's at @EC_Wolverines. Give us a like, give us a follow, and you'll see all the action, all the photos throughout this entire fall season for the Wolverines. All right, last little thing here. We want to recap, and we'll take a little bit of a break here as the Lady Wolverines are down to 7 minutes on their warm-up time, and then we'll switch to Shenango. So again, we'll be starting here about 7:30 on time tonight. We want to talk about Ellwood City sports the past couple of weeks. This is now officially, quote-unquote, the 4th week of Ellwood City sports. We've had a couple football games in there for middle school and varsity. We now officially have had our second volleyball match as they are entering their 4th game of the year already. Girls tennis is moving right along. They just had their section singles this past week, and they're going to go back out onto the links for their matchups. Boys golf was just playing today. They defeated, like I said, Riverside 226-250, so they pick up a nice, convincing win by 24 shots. And then you also have girls golf and girls tennis. You also have cross country. Cross country has their second matchup or second meet. I believe it's at Freedom tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon. So we will unfortunately not go live from there. But we will give you all the results. The nice thing is there are a lot of local companies that come in and do live statistics and timing. So we will have those results, and we'll have them posted on our website. We try to do our best to keep that updated as much as possible. Sometimes when we go to these events, they run until 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock. Myself, like as Thad says each week, we do have jobs outside of Ellwood City Sports. With me being a teacher, it's a little bit tough to do things at 11, 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. But we'll keep you as up to date as much as possible. The key thing is just check out our social media. At @EC_Wolverines for Twitter, and then Ellwood City Wolverines for Facebook. And then, like I said, for any live stream, or if you want to go back and watch football from 2016, go to Ellwood City Wolverines channel. Go ahead and search it on YouTube and subscribe, and you'll be notified when we go live. So we'll take a little bit of a break here. They split the 15-minute half of warm-ups in between the two teams. So we will be going live here for the varsity matchup here in 5 minutes. So we'll restart this whole broadcast. We'll keep it live. We'll go to the intro, and we'll go through our varsity matchup. So give us about 5 minutes here. We'll come back live for your varsity volleyball matchup. Hi there, Ellwood City Wolverine sports fans. My name is Brad Windhorst, and we bring you live coverage of tonight's matchup of varsity volleyball from Lincoln High School Big Gym. It is your Lady Ellwood City Wolverines versus the Shenango Wildcats. We've got a great matchup tonight for you guys witnessing this live matchup, live stream on our YouTube channel, Ellwood City Wolverines, or at our website, ecwolverines.com. Once again, my name is Brad Windhorst. We bring you live coverage here. We're about ready to wrap up pre-game warm-up by the Wildcats. Once they come off the court, we'll have our announcer announce both teams, and we're about ready to begin. If you're just catching us, the junior varsity team played at 6 o'clock as the Wildcats came out with the victory in 2 sets, 25-22, 25-21 over the Wolverines. So the JV fall to Shenango to fall to 2-2 on the season. And now it is the varsity team looking to not lose a set so far this year. They are 3-0. So we'll have our pledge and we'll begin the match. All right, we're about ready to begin here. We'll have our lineups for the visiting team first. Number 21, Kelly Cleaver, freshman for Shenango. Number 33, Kylie Rubin. Number 7, Emily Fedrizi. Number 5, Julia George. Number 8, Ashley DeCarbo. Number 17, Cassidy Peters. Number 24, Emma Callahan. Number 2, Hannah Ziegler. Number 22, Kelsey Campbell. And that is your starting players for the Shenango Wildcats. Now for your home team, the Wolverines. Number 14, Angelina Nardone. Number 22, Danielle McCown. Number 8, Callie Barnett. Number 23, Maria Iannelli. Number 2, Angelina Retrudy. Number 20, Jenna Vedica. Number 7, Brianna Reisinger. The head coach for the Wolverines is Jenna Retrudy. And we are about ready to begin tonight's matchup of Shenango Wildcats versus yours, Ellwood City Lady Wolverines. Okay, if you have not witnessed a volleyball match at the high school level, it is the best of 5. You have to win 3 sets. you also have to win the set by 2 points. You play to 25. If you do not win by 2 or have a 2-point lead, you will then continue until you do get a 2-point lead. If it does go to a 5th set, the 5th set is a little bit shorter. I believe they play to 15 points. But I don't think we have to worry about that tonight. We have a great competitive matchup here. We'll see what happens. Okay. You notice the refs went and flipped around. They checked the roster to make sure that everybody is in the right location as the rotation for serving. We get ready up. Wildcats are ready to go. Now for the Wolverines to be checked. Okay, and it looks like we're good to go. And here we go. And this match will be underway here shortly. Serving for the Wolverines is number 14, Angelina Nardone. We are underway from Lincoln High School. Good set by Nardone. Good dig there by number 8 for the Wolverines. Set up by Vedica. Back over by the Wildcats. Ionelli cross. Off the arm of number 7 for Dreezy, and the point is good. Ellwood City takes an early 1-0 lead in the first set of varsity volleyball. (14) once again. Nardone serves. Good dig by the Wildcats, number 33. Vedica with the hit. Setting up number 22, and it comes right back at her. A good attempt there by Daniel McCown, but unfortunately it comes right back, and the point will go over to Shenango, as it is 1 apiece in the early going. Serving for the Wildcats is number 7, Emily Fedrizzi. Nice running start on the serve. Ionelli with the dig. Set up by number 14, back to Ionelli. She shoots. Good rebound by the Wildcats. Get the ball over the net. Set up for number 22, taps it over, and the point is good by Danielle McCown. Wolverines up 2-1. Nice competitive start here. We expected this. Both teams coming to play very, very competitive. Serving for the Wolverines now is number 22, Danielle McCown. Serve goes across. Set up for the backside of Shenango. Ionelli once again tips over, and it drops for the point. Wolverines up 3-1. I feel like that's going to be how most of the points are going to be won tonight. It's going to have to go off of somebody deflect and maybe come up short, as both these teams are really good at the net and deep. And a nice serve. Wow. Number 22, Danielle McCown, gets the serve in, and it's now 4-1 Wolverines. Tough start by the Wildcats. Short serve by Danielle, and the point goes back over to the Wildcats. Serving now for the Wildcats is number 17, Cassidy Peters. Serve comes in. Deep serve, too far as McCown watches it, goes over her head, and it's a point for the Wolverines, 5-2 EC. Serving now for the Wolverines is number 20, Jenna Vedica. Yes, that is Vedica. Ball hit by Shenango, does drop. Vedica races over, makes the play. Ionelli gets it over and makes the save. Wildcats set it up. Good play down the line by number 33, Kylie Rubin. Point goes to Shenango, 5-3. Couple subs in for the Wildcats. Coming in is number 7 and number 2. Serving number 2 is Hannah Ziegler. And number 5, Julia George. Deep serve. Nice play by Vedica, setting up for Ionelli. Back over to Vedica. Vedica gets across. Ball set up by the Wildcats. Deep set. Comes back to the Wolverines. Back to number 14. Nardone. Wildcats struggle. Good play by both teams. Nice rally going. Good little tip, and it's good. Number 2, Angelina Retruti with a little tip. And it's now 6-3 Wolverines. Serving now for the Wolverines is number 23, Maria Ionelli. Good setup by Ruben. Tap over by Ruben. Dug out by the Wolverines, number 22, McCown. And it drops. Good shot by Ionelli. It drops for the point, and it's now 7-3 Wolverines. Good start to the match for the Wolverines. Good energy. Good serve. A little tip by Ruben. And they're going to say, I believe, net play. So they did touch the net. Point goes to the Wolverines as they extend their lead now by 5. Serving once again is Ionelli. Serves in. Set right to Ruben. Set up at the net for Ruben. And it's saved by the Wolverines, and unfortunately too deep. Kind of looks like Ruben is the go-to person for Shenango, as she's got a nice winners possible over that net. Good attempt, though, by the Wolverines. Ruben is serving for the Wildcats. Serve drops into Vedica. Ionelli hits it back over the net. Set goes to number 7. A little tip over the net. Dug out by Ionelli. Tip goes back over by number 14. Number 14, Angelina Nardone. Point goes to the Wolverines. 9-4. Early first set from Lincoln High School, Big Jim. Serving is number 2, Angelina Retruti. Serve comes in hot. Liner, unfortunately, does not come across. It's now 9-5. Subs for the Wildcats coming out is number 22, Kelsey Campbell. Coming in is number 24, Emma Callahan. Emma goes and serves. Nice serve right to Ionelli. Back to Ionelli. She hits it across. Good hit. Dug out by the Wildcats. Number 7 gets the hit. Ball does come back over. Nice tip by number 22 for the Wolverines. Danielle McCown reaches up, taps it down. Point Wolverines as they now doubled up the Wildcats. 10-5, first serve. Number 7, Brianna Reisinger. Serve comes right back to her. Unfortunately, off of her arms, hits the back of the net, and the point goes to Shenango. 10-6. Subs once again for the Wildcats and the Wolverines this time. Coming back in is number 20, Medica. In for that was number 2, Angelina Retruti. Served by the Wildcats. Decent one. Come back over by Ionelli. Hits it down the line. Setup goes to Emma. Emma hits it right back. Nice hit once again as it drops for number 22, McCown. She has been the featured player for the Wolverines in this first set. It's now 11-6, Wolverines. Serving now for the Wolverines is number 14, Angelina Nardone. Serve drops right in the middle. And they're going to say a carry, I believe, by number 17, Cassidy Peters. And the point goes to the Wolverines. 12-6 EC. Serve once again, played by Ruben and Callahan. Vedica with a nice dig. Set up for Ionelli, she shoots it down. Set up once again by number 7, Emily Fedrizzi. Shoots it right into the face of the Wolverine defender. And that's a point for Shenango with authority. You win a point, you go serve. Fedrizzi from the serve. Nice serve. Dug out by Vedica. Set up for Ionelli, who tries to tap it over. Unfortunately doesn't make it, and it's now 12-8. Coming back in is number 2, Angelina Retruti. Coming off for a little bit is number 20, Jenna Vedica. Serving is number 22, Danielle McCown. Ball goes out of bounds. I do apologize. They did give that point to the Wolverines on that last play, so it is technically 14-7. I do apologize. 14-7 now. And there's an early timeout by Shenango in this first set. 14-7. Wolverines will take that break with them. All right, back to the action here. 14-7 Wolverines. Serving for the Wolverines is number 22, Danielle McCown. Serve comes in. Nice serve. Good recovery by the Wildcats. Setup is going to go to number 2, who taps it over. Back to the right side, and nice play by number 33, Kylie Rubin. Just spotting the open section there in the court. It's now 14-8. Sub out is number 24, Emma Callahan. Coming back in is number 22, Kelsey Campbell. Serve comes in by number 17. Deep serve. Good set up by the Wolverines. Tap over. Goes right back to the Wolverines. Over by number 14, Nardone. Ball tips over by, I believe, number 22, Campbell. Point drops, and it's now 14-9. Wildcats get 2 points in a row. Serving is Peters. Serve comes in. Nice dig by the Wolverines, number 8. Back to number 8 once again, Callie Burnett. Deep hit coming in for Wildcats. Drops. Somehow the Wolverines dig it out. Comes over to Rubin. Back over to the Wolverines, setting up for number 14. Good attempt by number 14, Angelina Nardone, but it just misses wide. And now all of a sudden, Shenango is making some plays here as they've scored 3 points in a row. It's now 14-10 Wolverines. Served by number 17. Fortunately, goes out of bounds for Peters, and the point goes back to the Wolverines, now 15-10. Serving for the Wolverines is number 20, Jenna Vedica. Good tap over by number 2. She raises her arms up in the air. Angelina Ricciuti taps the ball right over the net. Point goes to the Wolverines, now 16-10 EC. Served by Vedica, drops in from setter to setter. Nice tip over by number 2. Wildcats get it over, and unfortunately an early celebration by the Wolverines caught them off guard. Wildcats get the point. It's 16-11. Now serving for the Wildcats is number 2, Hannah Ziegler. Ball comes over to Iannelli. Back to Nardone. Over to number 22, McCown. Good hit. Good dig by number 2 for the Wildcats. Number 7 for Dreezy. Back over by number 7 for the Wolverines, Brianna Reisinger. And the ball drops on the Wildcat side. Point for the Wolverines. Now 17-11. Couple subs for the Wildcats. Coming back in is number 8, the setter, Ashley DeCarbo. Iannelli to serve. Serve drops in. Rubin has to reach over, makes the correct play. Backline play for the Wolverines. Drops over by Nardone. Set up for Rubin, who has to tap it over. Taps back over is number 14, Nardone. Back to Rubin again. Doesn't make it over, and unfortunately goes off of Rubin, out of bounds. And now the Wolverines are now up 18-11. Their largest lead in this first set. Iannelli once again to serve. Serve comes in right to the setter, number 8, Ashley DeCarbo. Set up for Rubin, and she takes authority. Woo! I would not want to be in front of that one. Kylie Rubin makes up for the mistake the last point. It's now 18-12 Wolverines. Again, you earn the point, you earn the serve. Kylie Rubin back to serve for the Wildcats. Good arcing serve. Right over to Vedika. Vedika does get it over, and it goes out of bounds. So Rubin has won 2 points for the Wildcats. It's now 18-13 first set. Ball comes in for Rubin. Catches Ionelli off guard there. Good serves by Rubin, and now all of a sudden it's 3 straight points by the Wildcats, 18-14. Served by Rubin. Unfortunately, a little too hard. Goes out of bounds. Point goes to the Wolverines. Again, if you're just catching us, volleyball action from Lincoln High School Big Gym, varsity volleyball. Have to win by 2. Point total goes to 25. If you don't win by 2 and 25, you play on. Served by number 2, Angelina Retruti, goes right into the net. Point goes over to Shenango, 19-15. Coming back in to the game is number 24, Emma Callahan. She is back to serve. Gets the ball in for the Wildcats. Tap over by McCown. Good defensive play by Callahan. Once again, Callahan making all the plays in this one. Good set play by the Wolverines. Ball does get over by Reisinger. Nice play by Callahan once again. Rubin hits the ball over. Wolverines setting up for Reisinger right down the middle. And unfortunately, Rubin tries to get the dig. Hits the net. Point goes to Wolverines, 20-15. That was a very good rally by both teams. 5 points away for the Wolverines. First set. Nardoon serve. Comes in. Set up for number 7 for Dreezy. Little tap play by the Wolverines. Save it. And they do. McCown gets it over. McCown once again. McCown once again. Woo! Ooh! Wow. McCown says right back at you, Wildcats. Point goes to the Wolverines. It's 21-15. Serving for the Wolverines, number 14, Nardone. Oh! Tough play there by number 8, Ashley DeCarbo. Hits off of Rubin. Rubin looks fine. She did take that one off the side of her head. I think we're going to have a timeout for the Wildcats to take a look at that. It's 22-15, first set. Wolverines will come right back. All right, back to the action. Wolverines are up 22-15. Just 3 points away from this first serve win. Serving is Reisinger, number 7. Serve comes in. Ball is hit over by Fedrizzi. Does go off of the Wolverine. I believe that was number 14. Nardone tipped it, unfortunately. Goes out of bounds. Point goes to Shenango, 22-16. Serving is number 8, DeCarbo for the Wildcats. Serve comes in, and unfortunately a little bit short. She looked a little bit off on her serve there. Point goes to the Wolverines, just 2 points away from an opening set victory. Serving is number 14, Nardone. Nice deep serve. Unfortunate play there on the right side of the net, and the point goes to EC as they are 1 point away from a first set victory against the Wildcats. Nardone to serve. Ball is low. Good play by Callahan. Coming right back at you. Woo! Is Callahan. Or sorry, McCown, number 22, Danielle McCown, gets the point. And the victory in the first set goes to the Wolverines, 25-16. We will take a short little break. We got 3 minutes here, and we'll bring you action for the second set. We'll take a little break. All right, folks, coming back to the action here, about a minute and a half away from the second set starting here. Just wanted to fill you in. You can catch tonight's game, replay, and live action as we speak at Ellwood City Wolverines on YouTube, as well as our website, www.ecwolverines.com. We will bring you all the coverage of not only this game, but today's boys golf, results, girls tennis, girls golf, cross country, middle school football, middle school girls basketball, and then varsity football. So we have 9 teams during the season. Fall, we will cover every single one. So we're about ready to begin here in the second set. Serving for the Wildcats is number 8, Ashley DeCarbo, to start the second set off. Serve comes in. Nice dig there by Ainelli. Good save by Nardone. Comes over to McCown. McCown makes the shot. Good dig by Callahan. Comes over to Rubin. Deep shot by Rubin. Deep shot by Rubin. And it drops for Shenango. Point does go to Shenango. It's 1-0 early lead for the Wildcats. DeCarbo once again for the Wildcats. Good serve. Caught McCown off guard there. And the point drops, and it's now 2-0 Shenango. Serve once again by DeCarbo. Ball comes in to Ainelli. Then Reisinger makes the save. It drops out of bounds. And I think we found the bread and butter for the Wildcats. DeCarbo, number 8. 3 straight serves, 3 straight points. Serve comes in by DeCarbo. And as I speak, the commentators jinx. Her serve goes out of bounds. The first point for the Wolverines in this second set. It's now 3-1 Wildcats. Serve comes in by number 14. Fortunate hit by number 7 for Dreezy. Just cuffed it a little bit, and the point goes to the Wolverines. So now 2 points in a row for the Wolverines. Serving for the Wolverines is number 14, Angelina Nardone. Serve comes in hot. Goes out of bounds. Shenango up 4-2. Serving for the Wildcats is number 7 for Dreezy. Serve comes in. Ainelli with a nice dig. Comes right back to Ainelli, who shoots it down the line. And the ball does not make it over for the Wildcats. Point for the Wolverines, now 4-3. Wildcats. Serving now is number 22, one of the featured players for the Wolverines, Danielle McCown. She tends to play up front. We got to serve, though. Hit by Rubin in the middle, the Wolverines. Set up for number 2, who taps it over. Number 2 drops it in, Angelina Ricciuti, and it is now tied 4-4. Second set with the Wolverines up 1-0. Serving now for the Wolverines. Once again is number 22, McCown. Nice arc serve. It's over to the far side for the Wildcats. Number 7 for Dreezy. Good hit. Good play by McCown. Good net play. Unfortunately, doesn't make it over for the Wolverines. Wildcats get the point. It's now 5-4 Wildcats. Couple subs here for both teams. Coming in is number 8, Barnett. Callie Barnett for the Wolverines. And a couple serves for the Wildcats. McCown with the hit. Comes back across. Good dig there by number 7 for Dreezy. DeCarbo hits it over for the Wildcats. Setting up for number 14, Nardone. Taps the ball back over to the Wildcats. Setup comes to Rubin. She taps it over the line. Serve goes over to Ionelli, who taps it over in the corner. Hits for Dreezy, and unfortunately, they cannot dig it out. Point goes to the Wolverines as we're once again tied. Coming back in is number 20, Jenna Vedica. Yes, we have the correct numbers this time. They actually went and switched numbers. 20 is Vedica. Rubin with the tap up. Back to Rubin. She strikes right down the middle, and it drops. Shenango up 6-5. Second set. It is a good thing the substitutions are not like this for football. I'd be lost within a matter of seconds. They are allowed to sub as long as they keep track of everything and you sub back in for the correct person every single time. Serving now is number 2, Hannah Ziegler. And unfortunately, the ball does not make it over. Once again, tied 6-6. Serving for the Wolverines is number 23, Ionelli. Ball comes in for Dreezy with the dig. Set up by Rubin. Good play there by McCown. Back over to Reisinger, who tips. Good play over the net. Rubin back over, tips back over. Wolverines set up for the tap play. Good recovery by Ionelli. Goes back over to the Wildcats. Rubin once again with the tap. Fortunately hit by McCown, goes out of bounds. Point for the Wildcats, 7-6. Serving for the Wildcats is number 33, Rubin now. Hit comes in, a good serve. It actually goes off of Nardone. Not sure why that point went to the Wildcats, unless it double tapped off of Nardone. Nonetheless, point for the Wildcats. Short shot there by Rubin right in front of Vedica, and it drops. And now all of a sudden the Wildcats have a 9-6 lead. Not sure about that, but I'm assuming it was double hit by McCown. Unfortunately, when it came in, it hit her. I'm assuming. 9-6 is your score. Rubin once again. Ionelli makes the hit. Comes over to Reisinger, taps it over. How about that? What a play there by number 17, Cassidy Peters. Unfortunately, it goes out of bounds. Point goes to the Wolverines. 9-7. A lot of good action in this second set. I think we're just building to a great finish to this matchup. So far, it's 1-0 Wolverines on the sets. 9-7 Wildcats. They're going to say it tipped off the Wolverines. The point goes to Shenango. It's now 10-7 Wildcats. Coming back in is number 24, Emma Callahan. She's been doing very good with the serve as well as defense-wise. Good hit by Emma. Set up for number 22, McCown, and it drops. Good solid hit. Good contact by number 22, McCown. Point goes to the Wolverines, now 8-10. Number 7, Brianna Reisinger. Got to serve for the Wolverines. Rubin hits it. Tap goes over to number 17. Comes right back to her. Fedrizzi's going to hit it over the net. Setup goes to McCown, and she strikes it down for the winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Whew. McCown looking good on both sides of the net left and right. Point goes to the Wolverines, 10-9 now. Ball set in by Reisinger. Set up once again right at the net. Unfortunately, this time, no one for the Wolverines to make the play. Good tip by number 17, Peters. Point goes back to Shenango, 11-9. Carbo to serve. Over the net. Good tip by the Wolverines. It's going to sit up. Nice little tip over. Fedrizzi with the shot. Right off of Ionelli, and unfortunately goes out of bounds. And now Shenango has a 12-9 lead. Once again for the Wildcats is number 8, Ashley DeCarbo. Good serve. Drops right in front of Vedica. Reisinger with a nice shot down the line. Good tip by number 22. And they're going to say, I believe, double hit. It drops, and it's good for the Wolverines. 12-10. Wildcats with the early lead midway through the second set. Number 14, Nardone, drops it in. Caught the Wildcats watching. Number 14, Angelina Nardone with a good serve there. It's now 12-11. Ball comes in by Nardone. A little awkward play there by Rubin. They get the ball over, and the point goes to Shenango, 13-11. Vedica with the play on for the Wolverines. Ionelli gets the hit, does get across. Back to Nardone, then Reisinger over to Ionelli, who taps it. Another good play by the Wildcats. Defensive play. Rubin gets the ball over to Vedica. Vedica to Nardone, over to McCown, who hits it right back to her. Good dig by DeCarbo, right over to Rubin. Taps it over. Good play by Barnett. Over to Ionelli, who tips it over. Good hit there. Once again, number 17 having to make plays, Peters. Over to McCown, who spikes it, hits it hard. Does not clear, and unfortunately just missed by Ionelli, and the point goes to Shenango. Some ecstatic play there by both teams. Really good volleys, good rallies across the board. 14-11, Shenango Wildcats. Good serve there, once again by Fedrizzi. Over to Vedica, who hits it over. Callahan with defensive set. Over to Rubin, who just taps it over the net. Over to McCown, who spikes. We heard the fans. We heard the fans. Fans went and said they needed a spike. McCown got you. 14-12 now. So Wolverines get a nice play there by Danielle McCown. Win a point, get a serve. McCown to serve. Serve comes in nice and hot. Good play there by 21, Kelly Cleaver. Unfortunately, the ball goes a little too far by the Wildcats. 2 points in a row for the Wolverines, now 14-13. Mid-second set. McCown serve comes in hot. Unfortunately, off from Emma Callahan. And all of a sudden, the Wolverines at least got this in down to 1 point either way. It's now tied 14-14. Serve comes in hot once again. Good serving by McCown. Tipped over by number 21, Kelly Cleaver. Unfortunate miss hit, I believe, off of number 2 there, Angelina Trudy. Point goes to Shenango, 15-14 now. Serving is number 17, Peters. Good setup for Ionelli, who gets the hit. Ball makes it over. Good net play by the Wildcats to dig it out. Setup goes to Nardone, back over. Over to Rubin, who hits it. Good dig by McCown, who sets up Reisinger, who gets the ball over. And unfortunately catches Fedrizzi right in that middle section there. And the ball does drop. It's now 15 apiece. Number 20, Jenna Vedica, up to serve for the Wolverines. Ball drops in a little deep. Possibly may have gone out, but they did hit it. Wolverines set it up for number 7, Reisinger, who's going to tap it over. Unfortunately, goes out of bounds. Point goes to Shenango, 16-15. Some really, really good play by both teams. Coming back in for the Wildcats is number 2, Hannah Ziegler. Oh, I think that may have been another serve that may have gone out. Unfortunately, hits off of the Wolverine defender. Shenango takes a 17-15 lead, and the head coach for Trudy is going to take a timeout, trying to regroup the Wolverines. It's now 17-15. Wildcats will take that break. Okay, coming back to play, it's 17-15 Wildcats in this second set. As the Wolverines won the first set 25-16, Wildcats are looking to bounce back. Serving is number 2, Ziegler. Good serve, and the ball goes out of bounds. Point for Shenango. The Wolverines clawed back in to tie this second set, and now all of a sudden 3 straight points for Shenango. Now makes it 18-15 Wildcats. Ziegler once again, good serve. Set up for Reisinger. Good solid hit by Reisinger. Good play by the Wildcats. Rubin hits it over. Back to Vedica. Sits up Reisinger once again. Nice hit, but it is long. It is long. So the point does go to Reisinger. Or sorry, it does go to the Wildcats. It's now 19-15. Ziegler goes and hits the ball in. Comes over to Reisinger. Rubin hits it hard. Good play by the Wolverines. Set up for Ionelli, who tips it over. Comes back over to Rubin, who tips it back over. Setup goes to number 7, Ionelli. Both teams trying to set up that one nice play. Over to Reisinger, who sets it up and serves it down. Woo! There you go, number 7, Brianna Reisinger. That's the second or third time on that left side there. Gets the spike. It's now 19-16. Ionelli to serve for the Wolverines. Serve comes in. Barely makes it over. It goes out of bounds. Good serve by Ionelli. 2 points in a row for the Wolverines. 19-17. Serve once again by Ionelli. Drops in, hits the Carbo. Tap goes up to Shenango, and they're going to say net play. And I think that point's going to go to the Wolverines, and all of a sudden, Wolverines now have had 3 points in a row. 19-18. Ionelli to serve once again, comes in. Set up for number 33, Rubin. And unfortunate play there. It does go down for the Wolverines, but just out of bounds. And the point goes to Shenango. It's now 20-18. Wildcats to serve. Rubin comes in, hits the net. Unfortunate mistake there. Error there. Point goes over to the Wolverines, 20-19. Serving for the Wolverines is going to be number 2, Angelina Bertruti. Serve comes in, into the corner there. Wildcats dig it out. Rubin's going to hit it over. This is a good setup here for the Wolverines. Ionelli, they're going to say it was out of bounds. And the point goes to the Wildcats, 21-19. Serve comes in for number 24, Emma Callahan. Ball is tapped over by Iannelli. Right at the net, the ball goes out of bounds, and the point goes to the Wolverines, 21-20. Ball comes in by number 7, Reisinger, tap back over, and they're going to say net play for the Wildcats. Point does go to the Wolverines, and we have tied game once again, 21 apiece. Good serving by both teams, good competitive second set. Reisinger's serve comes in hot. Wildcat set up for Dreezy, hits it over. Nice play there, good setup by Iannelli. Right back over to Fedrizzi, who hits it. Good dig by number 7, Reisinger. Vedeka gets it over. It drops! It drops! Oh my, what a mistake. Oh, what a good play by Vedeka. Gets the ball over. And now the Wolverines are up 22-21, and we've got a timeout for the Wildcats. Your Wolverines 22-21, second set. Okay, to win the set, you need 25 points, win by 2. Wolverines are up 22-21. Good set by both teams. Reisinger's serve comes in. Set up for number 7 for Dreezy. Good dig there by Barnett. Comes back over to McCown. McCown sets it up. Comes back to Iannelli. Iannelli taps it over. Comes right back to the Wildcats. It does drop, and they're going to say perfect play by both teams. It drops on the Wildcats side, and your Wolverines are just 2 points away from winning this second set. Reisinger serving once again. Deep hit to DeCarbo. Nice play by Peter, setting up Ruben. Ruben hits it deep, and it's out. Yes, they're going to say it's out of bounds. They're going to say it's out of bounds, and the point goes to Wolverines, who are looking for the set point. 24-21, Reisinger's going to serve. And unfortunately, she hits it right into the net, giving a little bit of life for the Wildcats. 24-22. Served by DeCarbo. Comes in, hits the net, and that's your set for the Wolverines. Set number 2 is won by the Wolverines, 25-22. EC takes a 2-0 advantage on the sets. We'll come back in 3 minutes for the third set. Your Wolverines up 2-0. Welcome back, folks. It's 2-0 Wolverines, and the third set is about ready to begin. You have to win. This is a best of 5, so you have to win at least 3 sets to win this matchup. Great matchup here between Wildcats and the Wolverines. 2 sets now apiece, or 2 sets for the Wolverines. Serving for the Wolverines is number 14, Nardone. The ball goes out of bounds against the Wildcats, and it's an early 1-0 lead for your Wolverines. Really good competitive set there, 25-22. The Wolverines did win that one to take the 2-0 advantage. Wildcats have to win 3 straight if they have any chance of winning this match. Still in play. Like we said, if it hits the rafters, if it hits the roof, it still is technically in play. 2-0 Ellwood City. Serving once again is Nardone. Good serve there. Dug out by Callahan. Coming right back to Nardone. He sets up for Barnett. Barnett hits it right back over to Nardone. She just barely taps it over. It does get across. Set up by Fedrizzi. Nardone sets it up for McCown, who spikes. Comes right back to her. Nardone tips it over. Back to Rubin. A little tip over by number 17, Peters. Good set up by the Wolverines. Iannelli gets it across. Comes back over to number 17, Peters, who taps it over to Fedrizzi. Good dig by number 14, Nardone. Vedica with the hit. Back to Nardone. Back over to the Wildcats. Good tip by Iannelli by Vedica. Needs to get over by Barnett, and it does. Comes back over to Fedrizzi, who shoots. Good set by number 7, Reisinger. Ball comes over to Vedica. Number 20 gets it across. Drops right in front. Comes right back. It's out of bounds. Oh, nope. They're going to say it was in bounds. And the point goes to Shenango. Wow. What a rally. Both teams putting in good effort tonight. Serving now for the Wildcats is number 7. Fedrizzi leaves it short, and unfortunately it hits the net. It's now 3-1 Wolverines. Subbing out is number 20, Vedica. Coming in is, I believe, number 2, Angelina Ricciardi. Serving is number 22, the featured Wolverine, Danielle McCown. Set up for Rubin, who hits it down the line. Good dig by number 14, Nardone. Comes back to Nardone, who hits it over to Callahan. Set up for Fedrizzi down the middle. Set up at the net. Nardone does come in, makes a good play, but unfortunately does hit the net. They're going to say it drops on the Wolverine side. It's now 3-2. Okay, so a little confusion here. Substitutions caught the refs off, the officials off a little bit, but we're good to go now. Serving is number 33, or number 17, Peters. Set by the Wolverines. Back over to McCown. Shoots right down the middle. Good dig by number 8, DeCarbo. Over to Rubin, who tips it over. Nardone takes it out. Back to Nardone, who taps it over. It may drop. Nope. Good save by DeCarbo. Over to Rubin. Hits it down the middle. Good dig by number 22, McCown. Unfortunately, out of bounds. Score is now 3-3 apiece. Served by Peters once again. Setting up for Iannelli, who tips it over. Good dig by DeCarbo right at the net. Hit over by Campbell, number 22. Nardone sets up for number 2. Number 2 taps it over. Angelina Ricciardi with the point, and it's now 4-3 Wolverines. Serving for the Wolverines is number 20, Jenna Vedica. Hits the ball over. Rubin hits it, and it goes out of bounds. Good point for Shenango. It's 4-4. All 3 sets seemed like it took not until about the 20th point where we saw one team take the advantage. So I have a feeling this match, or this set's going to go very similar back and forth action until that 20th point. Number 2, Anna Ziegler with the serve. Comes to number 7. Reisinger comes back over to the Wolverines. Unfortunately, can't hit it, and it's a good point for the Wildcats. 5-4. Serving once again for the Wildcats is number 2, Ziegler. Good dig by McCown, setting up Reisinger, who hits it. Nice hit, and it's in. Brianna Reisinger with a good hit right in the back end, and it's now 5-5. Serving for the Wolverines is number 23, Iannelli. Serve comes in, right to Fedrizzi. Tap to Peters, over to Rubin. Rubin hits it, and it's a good block by number 2, Angelina Retruti at the net. Makes the play, and it's now 6-5 Wolverines. Good net play by the Wolverines. Now Iannelli serve comes in, setting up for the Wildcats. Fedrizzi hits it. It's a good hit. Good dig by Vedica, who taps it over to Nardone. Unfortunately, she can't hit it over, and it's back to 6-6. Back and forth action by both teams. Again, didn't take to the 20th point or so of both sets till somebody got more than 2 or 3 points away. Good set. Over to number 22, Campbell, who gets a good hit. McCown gets the dig. Back over to McCown. Does hit it over. Good hit by McCown. That deep. Over to Campbell. Campbell hits it. Good net play by the Wolverines. Get it over Iannelli. Yes, she does. Set up by Campbell. Back over to the Wolverines. Nardone tips it over. And what net play. What net play by Nardone. Just a little tip over. Nice little Mario jump, shall we say. And now the point goes to the Wolverines 7-6. Good net play by Nardone. Serving is number 2, Retruti. Ball is inbounds, and the point goes to Wildcats, 7 apiece. Good play by both teams once again. I cannot emphasize how good both teams have been. Emma Callahan with the serve. Serve comes in over to Reisinger. Reisinger hits it down, and it drops. 8-7 Wolverines. Back and forth action here in the third set from Lincoln High School gym. Varsity volleyball. As the Wolverines look to go 4-0 and have won every single set to this point on the season. Reisinger serves it in. Just a little bit outside. And the Shenango Wildcats get the point. It's 8-8. Third set. Serving for the Wildcats is number 8, to Carbo. Back to Vedica. Nardone sets it up for number 22, McCown, but they're going to say that Nardone tapped it twice. That's tough. Better eyes than I have. And they see it, and Shenango gets the point, 9-8. Serving once again for Shenango Wildcats is number 8, to Carbo. Comes into Reisinger. Reisinger sets up Nardone, who sets up McCown. This time McCown taps it over. Good dig out by the Wildcats. Another good dig by Reisinger. Iannelli comes in, charging with authority. Charging in with authority, gets the point, and it's 9-9 in this third set. Serving now for the Wolverines is number 14, Nardone. Serve comes in. Hit over to number 7, Fedrizzi. Good dig by number 7, Reisinger, who sets up number 23, Iannelli coming in, and it hits off the player out of bounds. Wolverines get the point. 10-9 Wolverines in this third set. Whew. Good action here from Lincoln High School Big Jim. Nardone serve comes in, set up by Peters to Fedrizzi, and that is in. What a shot. Good shot by Fedrizzi. She will take the serve, and it's now officially 10 apiece. Serving once again is number 7, Emily Fedrizzi. Good set by Iannelli. Back over to McCown. McCown gets it over. Taps off a couple players. Good play by McCown. She stops the Wildcat defender. And the point goes to the Wolverines, 11-10. EC now up. Third set. Serving now for the Wolverines is number 22, Danielle McCown. She has been, like I said, the featured Wolverine, making good plays at the net and good serves. Good serve by McCown. It drops, and for the first time in a long time, one team has a more than 1 point lead. Your Wolverines are up 12-10, third set. McCown once again, good serve right at the net. Good battle between the two teams. Set up for number 21, Cleaver. And they're going to say, I believe, double touch by Shenango at the net, and the point goes to the Wolverines. Now 13-10, Wolverines. McCown once again. Good serve as always. Back over to Ruben. Ruben comes in with authority. And they're going to say it is, I think, out. The point goes to Wolverines, now 14-10. McCown serves, and unfortunately her serve hits the net. It's 14-11. The ball will come back over to the Wildcats. Come back in is Campbell, number 22. Serve is going to be by number 17, Peters. Good set by Barnett right at the net. Unfortunate net play by the Wolverines there. First time we saw that in a while that they faltered. Point goes to the Wildcats, now 14-12. Ball is served in by number 17, Peters. Barnett with the setup. Back for McCown. And a good shot by McCown. Once again, McCown on the night has been just reeling off points. 15-12, Wolverines. Served by Vedeka comes in. Set up by Peters over to Ruben. Ruben gets it over and it drops. Big play there by Shenango. We said it all night long. Some of these points are going to have to be scored off of a deflection, where it's a good shot, good deflection. You're going to have to score that way tonight. And the Wildcats did. They're down 2 points, though, in this third set. Served by number 2. Ziegler comes over to the Wolverines. McCown hits across, almost drops. Recovery by the Wildcats does make it across. Vedeka hits it. Set up for Nardone. Back over to Reisinger. Reisinger taps it over. Back to Reisinger once again. Over to Vedeka. Back to Reisinger. Good dig by Fedrizzi. Drops in. Nope. Gets it over is Ruben. Back over to Nardone, who sets up. Brian Nelly back to Nardone. Some good rally here between the two teams. Ruben shoots it down, and it drops. Good stuff there by number 33, Kylie Ruben, keeping her team in it. It's now 15-14. Shenango with 2 points in a row. Ziegler once again with the serve, and good attempt by the Wolverines. Caught themselves off a little bit guard there. Now all of a sudden it's 15-all. So Ziegler has won 3 points in a row for the Wildcats. We have a good third set. And it drops. It's 16-15. I have a feeling there's going to be a timeout sometime soon by head coach Jenna Ricciuti. If this continues, 4 points in a row now, 16-15 Shenango. Ziegler with the serve, and it hits the net. Once again, the commentator jinx, as it's now 16-all. We said the first 2 sets, right around 20 points is where one team decided to finally pull themselves away from the other, and it's now 16-all, so we're getting close to that point. Served by Ionelli. He comes in over to Ruben. Ruben hits it. Good deflection by the Wolverine wall. Back over to Ruben, who taps it over top. Coming up is McCown. Over to Nardone. Back over to Reisinger, who hits it, and it will drop. Tough play by the Wildcats. The point will go to the Wolverines. Now 17-16. Serving for the Wolverines is number 23, Ionelli. Serve comes in. Over to Fedrizzi. Back over to Ruben, who taps it over. Good dig by McCown. Set up for Reisinger. And it goes out of bounds. into the 10th or 20th row. Good serve, good hit by Reisinger, and it's now 18-16 Wolverines. Iannelli once again hits the ball over to Fedrizzi, sets up Peters. Peters then sets up Fedrizzi, and unfortunately, not good play. And we're getting close to where we're at that 20th point. Timeout, Wildcats. With your Wolverines up 2-0 and a 19-16 lead, we'll take that timeout with them. Okay, folks, coming back to the action. Third set, it is 2-0 Wolverines. They won the first set 25-22, or excuse me, 25-16. And then the second set was won by Ellwood City once again, 25-22. So great matchup here between these two teams. Wolverines looking to pull away. They're up 19-16 in this third set. If they just get 6 more points and win by 2, they win this match. Iannelli with the serve. Serve goes over to Peters. Rubin with the touch. Comes back to the Ellwood City wall. And it drops. And it drops. So 20-16 now. Wolverines. Iannelli with the serve. Serve comes over. Hit by number 5, Julia George. Back over to Fedrizzi. She hits. Good hit. Set up by Iannelli. Over to Vedica. She's going to tap it over. Hit by Campbell. To Peters, then over to Rubin on the other side, and she drops it in. It's a good hit by Kylie Rubin, number 33. Point goes over to Shenango. It's 20-17, Wolverines. Wildcats have to get this set. If they do not get this set, this match is over. Serving is number 33, Kylie Rubin. Good setup by McCown over to Nardone. Nardone sets it up to Iannelli. Iannelli shoots it long and wide, and the point goes to the Wildcats, now 20-18. So 2 points in a row by the Wildcats. Serving once again is Rubin. She has won most of her points when serving. Nardone with the hit over to Reisinger. Reisinger goes and taps it over. It catches the Wildcats off guard. Hits Rubin, goes out of bounds. It is 21-18 Wolverines. Just 4 points away from a 3-0 victory. Serving is number 2, Angelina Retruti. Serve comes up. Good, solid hit. DeCarbo went and made the play. Back over to Rubin. Rubin hits it over. Deep hit. Iannelli sets it up to Nardone, who then goes and hits it near the net, and it catches the Wolverines off guard. It's 21-19. Coming back in is number 24, Emma Callahan, to serve once again. Big serve here for the Wildcats. Ball does drop in. Vedica hits it up to Nardone, over to McCown, and she hits it home. Does come right back over to the other side. Reisinger sets up, and it stays on this side. Point for Shenango. It's 21-20 now. A little bit of some pressure here in this third set. Push back to the Wolverines. Serving for the Wildcats is number 24, Callahan. Serve comes on in. Vedica makes the play right at the nets, and a good play once again. Number 5, Julia George, hits it over. 3 straight points. Has the Wolverines wall a little bit frustrated here. Kind of lost on what to do. They're going to have to reorganize. Got a battle here, folks. 21-all. 4 points away from set victory. Callahan drops the set in. Goes to Iannelli. Over to Vedica. Nobody's paying attention. Nardone does get it over. Peters over to Fedrizzi. She hits it in, and it's out. Yep, check that. It drops. Hits off Iannelli. Goes out. and a quick timeout by the Wolverines as the Wildcats score 4 points in a row. It's now Wildcats 22-21, third set. Okay, back to the action here. It's 22-21 after 4 straight points by Shenango. Puts the pressure back on the Wolverines in this third set. Ionelli makes the set play and unfortunately goes off of Vedeka out of bounds. And now all of a sudden, Shenango has scored 5 straight points. It's 23-21. And McCallahan with the serve here for the Wildcats. Good hit by Callahan. Comes over to McCown, who taps it over. It does drop, so point for the Wolverines. A little weird play there, but it does get over. It's 23-22. Wildcats up to serve is number 7, Brianna Reisinger. Deep serve there, set up by Peters. Back over to Fedrizzi, who hits it across. It goes out of bounds, and the point goes to the Wolverines. It's tied 23-23. Served by Reisinger. Comes across, set to Peters, over to Fedrizzi, who tries to hit it. Vedeka makes the play. Over to Nardone, over to Barnett, who taps it over. Callahan makes the defensive play over to Fedrizzi once again. This time it drops. Point for Shenango. It's 24-23. Set point for the Wildcats. Have to win by 2. DeCarbo hits it in, hits off Ionelli, over to Nardone. Back to Reisinger, who taps it over. Good pick up there by Callahan, over to nobody in the middle. It doesn't drop though. Nardone hits it over to McCown, who spikes it home. 24 apiece. We continue on. Number 14 serving for the Wolverines, Angelina Nardone. Serve comes in. Nice serve. Just outside. It drops. Point Shenango. 25-24. Serving for the Wildcats is number 7 for Fedrizzi. Serve comes up. Good hit by Vedeka. Set over to Nardone, who sets it up for McCown, who spikes it home. Good pick up by the Wildcats, over to Rubin, who taps it over. Nardone sets it up to Barnett, over to McCown, who drops it home. Back over to number 33, Kylie Rubin. It drops, and we will have a 4th set. Shenango wins the 2nd set, 26-24. That is the first set that the Wolverines have lost. We'll come back in 2 minutes for this 4th set. All right, folks, coming back to our fourth set. Yes, you heard me correct. It's the fourth set. The Wildcats came back. We said all night long we've been about that 20-point range where a team has decided to pull away. Wildcats won 5 straight, in fact, 6 straight points there to pull away in that third set. Got the victory, 26-24. We play on in a fourth set to decide whether or not Wildcats will have to force 5 or will the Wolverines win 3-1. Serving for the Wildcats is number 8, DeCarbo. Serve comes in. Dig by Vedica. Almost out of bounds. Saved by Iannelli. Ball goes back over to the Wildcat side for Dreezy with the shot. Good block by number 14. Good wall by the Wolverines. First point goes to EC. It's an early 1-0 lead for the Wolverines in this fourth set. Serving is Nardone. Serve comes across. Callahan makes a nice play. Quick little tips here. Ball comes right back over to Iannelli. She tips and she makes the save right at the net. Callahan comes up. Rubin hits it over. Nardone sets it up for Barnett. She reaches, unfortunately, out of bounds. And it's 1-1. You can feel the vibe in here. It has risen. Both these teams very competitive tonight, and we've seen it all night long. It's come down to the last 3 or 4 points. Iannelli with the hit. Good play by the Wildcats. They get it over. Nardone sets it up for Barnett. Barnett sets it up for Iannelli. Iannelli hits it over to Callahan. Callahan hits it to Peters. Back over to, I believe, for Dreezy. Nope, check that. Number 21, Kelly Cleaver. Seeing her biggest action of the night, and it drops. 2-1, Shenango. Serving now for the Wildcats is number 7 for Dreezy. She hits it in. Nice dig there by Iannelli. Sending it back up for Iannelli, who hits it and cuts it short. 3-1 Shenango. Again, if you're catching this late, it is the fourth set. 3-1 Wildcats. They had to win that third set to get back into this match. For Dreezy with the serve. Set up by the Wolverines. McCown comes right back at her, and all of a sudden, that wall, that spike play by the Wolverines is not working. Quick timeout by the Wolverines in this fourth set. It's 4-1 Wildcats. You can catch this live stream and replay of this match anytime on our website at www.ecwolverines.com, or you can check out all of our coverage, not only of this game, but all of our sports throughout the entire fall, spring, and summer season at our social media accounts. If you go and search on Facebook, Ellwood City Wolverines, or if you go to Twitter at EC_Wolverines, you'll find us. Hit a like. Follow us, subscribe to us, and you will be notified when we go live. www.ecwolverines.com. So, the Wolverines lose their first set of the season. They came into the ninth 9-for-9. They win the first 2 sets, go 11-11, and unfortunately lose that set 26-24 to the Wildcats. Serving for the Wildcats is number 7 for Dreezy. Ball comes in. Over to McCown. McCown taps it over top. DeCarbo makes the play over to Peters. Peters over to Rubin. Rubin spikes it home. Nice play by Barnett. The ball does make it over, and it drops. What a shot by number 21, Kelly Cleaver, picking up her game in this fourth set, and it's now 5-1 Shenango. Number 7 for Dreezy. Serving once again for the Wildcats. Serve comes in. Good dig there by Vedica. Comes back over and out of bounds. Okay, so they're saying out of bounds. The point does go to the Wildcats. Looking the wrong way, unfortunately, so it's now 6-1. They did say it was out of bounds. For Dreezy with the serve, and a good net play by the Wildcats. Wildcats coming out in this fourth set. It's all of a sudden 7-1. Wolverines are going to have to find something to get back into this, because it kind of seems like the tides have turned. Wildcats serving once again. Ball out of bounds. 8-1. Whew. Man, 8-1. What is going on in this game? Wolverines have to get back into this game, or we smell a fifth set. Once again, it drops. And we've got another quick timeout for the Wolverines. 9-1 Wildcats in this fourth set. All right, coming back to the action, it's 9-1 in this fourth set for the Wildcats. Vergisi serving once again. That is almost, I believe, 7 straight points now. Iannelli hits it in for the Wolverines. Sets up Rubin. Rubin hits it. Good dig by number 14, Nardone. Over to Iannelli. Once again, taps it over. Good attempt by the Wildcats, but the point streak ends. Wolverines get the point, now 9-2. They've got to find a little streak of their own to get back into this match. If not, we are staring a fifth set in our eyes. Vergisi with the hit. It's long. Another point for the Wolverines. It's now 9-3. Wolverines lead 2-1 on the sets, but they're down 9-3 in this fourth set. Set up by Rubin. Rubin hits it, and it's in no man's land, and it drops. 10-3, Shenango. Serving for the Wildcats is number 17, Cassidy Peters. Serve comes in. Set up by Barnett. Over to Nardone. Nardone sets up Iannelli, who hits it, and it goes out of bounds. So point back over to the Wolverines, now 10-4. Served by Genovetica, comes in hot. Unfortunately hits the net, and the point goes to the Wildcats, now 11-4. A little bit of nerves possibly coming into play here for the Wolverines, as they were down 11-4 in this fourth set. McCown makes a mistake now too. And it's now 12-4 Wildcats. Not looking too hot right now for the Lady Wolverines, as they've been outscored 12-4 in this fourth set. Good tap over by Nardone. And unfortunately, it will drop. Number 2, Angelina Retruti, does tip it over, and it's now 12-5. Okay, now setting for the Wolverines is number 23, Iannelli. So it comes in over to Rubin, who's going to tap it home. It's out of bounds. They're going to say out of bounds on this edge. And the point goes to the Wolverines, now 12-6. Iannelli's deep serve drops in. Tapped over. Set up by McCown, over to Reisinger, and it will drop. And all of a sudden, the Wolverines slowly calling back into this one. It's now 12-7. Slowly but surely, Iannelli to serve. Serve drops. Set up for Peters, over to Rubin. She hits it. Good dig by Iannelli. Back over to Nardone, over to Reisinger. Reisinger taps it over to DeCarbo, back over to Nardone, back down. Makes it over. Nardone taps it, and it drops. Woo! Talk about getting lucky. Nardone hits the net. The ball spins over, and it drops. Now 12-8 Wildcats. Ionelli once again. Set up for Dreezy. Tap backwards. Over to Nardone. Nardone sets up Reisinger, who hits it home. 12-9. And now all of a sudden, the Wolverines getting their own point streak. Down 9-1, it's now 12-9. And Ellwood with the serve. Set up for Peters, over to Fedrizzi. And it does drop. It drops for the Wildcats. And it's now 13-9 Wildcats. It's a good, solid hit in that corner for the Wildcats. Serving now is number 33, Kylie Rubin. Rubin's serve comes in hot. Set up by McCown to Nardone, over to Reisinger, back over. Sets up Rubin. Rubin nails it over. Ionelli. Over to Nardone to Reisinger. Taps it home. For Dreezy. Good setup by number 23, Ionelli. Over to Vetica. Tapped over by Reisinger, but unfortunately right into the net. It's now 14-9. Rubin with the serve. It drops in. Vetica with the play. Over to Nardone. Over to Reisinger, who taps it, and it drops. Point for number 7, Brianna Reisinger. Good setup there. It's now 14-10. Serving for the Wolverines is number 2, Angelina Retruti. Ball comes in by Retruti. Good serve. Set up for number 7 for Dreezy. Good dig by number 7, Reisinger. Tapped over by McCown. Haven't called her name in this fourth set. We'll see what happens here. Get her back in the action. Nardone taps it over, finds the spot, and it does drop. 14-11. Retruti once again serving. Number 2. Serve comes in nice and hot. Peter sets up Rubin. Rubin hits it home. Vetica with the dig. Back over to McCown. McCown times it perfectly. Rubin gets the ball over, but they're going to say a carry by the Wildcats. And all of a sudden, the Wolverines down 9-1 in this set. It's now 14-12. Retruti with the serve once again. Near the net. Set up to Fedrizzi. Fedrizzi. The ball makes it over. They're going to say carry. Point for Shenango, and it's now 15-12. We can actually breathe for a moment here. Serving for the Wildcats is number 24, Emma Callahan. Serve comes in. Set up by Ionelli. Nardone over to Reisinger. Reisinger's going to take a step back. Comes right to the net, tapped over, set up by Vetica, over to Nardone. Nardone taps it, and a nice play by Nardone. It drops 15-13 now. Wildcats with only a 2-point lead. Now serving for the Wolverines is number 7, Brianna Reisinger. Ball comes in to number 33, Rubin. Over to Fedrizzi. She hits it, and it goes home. 16-13. Wildcats holding on here in this fourth set. DeCarbo with the serve. Ionelli with the dig. Nardone with the setup. McCown with the hit. Good setup by Rubin. Over to Fedrizzi. Fedrizzi hits it over. Vetica with the save. Nice play by Nardone. Over to Cleaver. Cleaver back to Nardone. Tips it up. Over to Reisinger. Over to Ionelli. She hits it over. Peters to Fedrizzi. Good dig by Vetica. Over to McCown. McCown taps it home. McCown taps it home. It's now 16-14. Oh, you need that extra breath here in volleyball. Serving for the Wolverines is number 14, Angelina Nardone. Good serve. Set up for Peters. Over to Verdrizi. Makes the play, but it goes out of bounds. Point for Shenango, 17-14. Good back and forth action. Good stuff here so far. Verdrizi with the serve. Over to Vedica. Over to Nardone. Over to Ionelli, who taps it over. Two Shenango players run at each other. Ball is still in play. Nardone sets up Ionelli, who taps it over. Callahan with the save. Over to Rubin, who taps it over. Vedica with dig. Set up from Nardone. Over to Ionelli once again. Hit by Callahan. The ball is still in play. Tapped over. Still in play. Can we get it over? Barnett does. And we still go on. Peters over to Verdrizi. And a good hit by Verdrizi. Good attempt by number 7 Reisinger, but it drops. And it's 18-14. Verdrizi with the serve. It drops. And this is not looking very good for the Wolverines. And it's now 19-14. 5-point lead for the Wildcats. Serve comes in by Verdrizi. Ionelli taps it up. Nardone back over to Ionelli, who taps it over. Good play by Callahan. Back over to Reisinger. Up to Nardone. Over to McCown. McCown spikes it home. Callahan with the save. No. Good attempt by Callahan, but it does go out of bounds. It's 19-15. Wildcats. Man, Tuesday night action from Lincoln High School. 4th set. Girls volleyball. McCown to serve. Set up for Peters. Over to Rubin. Rubin just spikes her home. What a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Rubin with the spike. It's 20-15 Shenango. Peters with the serve. Serve comes in. Good serve, set up by Nardone. Over to Reisinger, who's going to tap it. Back over to Carbo, over to Peters, setting up number 21 Cleaver, and it goes out of bounds. A little hard hit. It's 20-16 now, Wildcats. Serve is going to be by Jenna Vedica, number 20. Serve comes in. Set up for Rubin. Spike comes right back to Shenango. And it drops. Wow. That's a tough one for the Wolverines. Point goes over to the Wildcats, 21-16. Some nerves here in this 4th set. It looks like we may be playing 5. Just 4 points away the Wildcats are. Reisinger with the shot. Good dig there by Verdrizi. Rubin taps it over right in the middle. Ionelli sets up Nardone. Nardone's going to tap it over. Peters over to Rubin. Rubin spikes her home. Makes the play. And it is now 22-16 as Shenango has found a way to come back down 2-0. Just 3 points away from forcing that 5th set. Ionelli up to Nardone, over to Reisinger. Reisinger spikes it. Set back up to Nardone. Over to McCown, who sets up Ionelli. Ionelli taps it over. Oh, bad setup there by number 2, Hannah Ziegler. The point goes back over to the Wolverines. Ziegler's coming back out. Coming back in is 21, who then officially goes back out once again to number 8, DeCarbo. Ionelli to serve. Over to Rubin. Set up for Rubin once again. Good find. A very good fine kill by Rubin. I would not want to be in front of that one. 23-17 Wildcats. Vedica hits it straight up in the air over to Nardone. To Ionelli. Taps it over. Deep in the Wildcat zone. for Jeezy, and it doesn't make it over. Point for the Wolverines. It's now 23-18. Wildcats do have a 5-point lead, so Wolverines are going to have to battle here. Serving is number 2, Angelina Retruti. Ball comes in. Over to Peters, sets up Ruben. Ruben hits. Tapped to Vedeka. Vedeka hits the Nardone to Reisinger, and it drops. Good point win there for the Wolverines. It's now 23-19. Number 2, Retruti hits it in. Ball almost drops. Ball goes over to Fedrizzi. Good save there. And unfortunately off of number 2. Retruti goes out of bounds. Point goes to Shenango. And we are 1 point away from a 5th set. Callahan to serve for the Wildcats. Serve comes in. Iannelli sets it up. Over to Nardone. Over to McCown. McCown hits it home. Good winner by McCown. We haven't heard her name recently in this 4th set. I think the Wolverines are going to have to lean on her to get this 5th set going. Or this 4th set for that matter. 24-20. 4-point lead for Shenango. All points have to be halved by the Wolverines. Verghese with the hit. Set up by Iannelli. To Nardone. Over to Barnett. Barnett hits it over. Good hit actually by Barnett. Verghese, tough shot. Up to McCown. Over to Nardone. Back over to McCown, who sets it up. And it drops off of Callahan for a point. 24-21. Reisinger serving for the Wolverines. Down 3 points in this 4th set. Serve comes in right at the net. Good net play by both teams. Over to Nardone. Nardone sets up McCown once again, and this time it drops. 2 points in a row for the Wolverines. Now 24-22. Wolverines have to get 2 more points. And we're going to have a timeout by the Wildcats. The Wildcats lead 24-22. Down 2-1 in this 4th set. All right, it's coming back to the action. It's 24-22 in favor of the Wildcats. Wolverines, the serve is Reisinger. Reisinger's serve drops right down the middle. Peter sets up. Good set play by Iannelli, setting up McCown. McCown spikes it home. That's huge. That's huge from McCown. Warming back up again. 24-23. Wolverines have to have this point. If this point is won by Shenango, we go to 5. Serve comes in hot. Peter sets it up. Over to Fedrizzi. It drops. So, we will take a short little break. Shenango wins 2 sets in a row, 26-24, 25-23. We will be back for the 5th and deciding set here shortly. All right, welcome back, folks. We are in a fifth and final set to decide who wins tonight's matchup between Shenango and the Wolverines. We played to the best of 15. You have to score 15 points, win by 2. If you're not up by 2, we play on. Serving first is the Wildcats. DeCarbo. Set up by Vetica. Over to Nardone. Over to McCown. McCown hits it home, and it will score. 1-0 in this fifth and final set. Wolverines up early. McCown, I think, is going to be the player of the match here in this fifth set. If the Wolverines are going to try to win this one. Nardone hits the ball in, hits over to Rubin, back to Peters, back over to Cleaver. Cleaver goes and hits it down. Nardone sets up Iannelli all the way on the other side. Over to Peters, over to Fedrizzi. Spike does go home, and it's 1-1. Serving now for the Wildcats is number 7, Fedrizzi. Iannelli sets it up. Goes over to Nardone and goes over to Iannelli. Hit by Fedrizzi. Set over to Peters, over to Rubin. Rubin taps it. Vetica taps it over to Nardone. Nardone hits it to Iannelli. I think they're going to say it went on the outside edge of the net post. So it's 2-1 now. Shenango for Jeezy serving. Vetica right at the net. And it's unfortunate. Comes back over, and now Shenango has a 3-1 lead. Number 7 for Jeezy with the serve. Right to the net once again, and it's another point for Shenango. Quick timeout by the Wolverines, as unfortunately the net play has not gone in favor of the Wolverines. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back. It's 4-1 Shenango in this fifth and final set. They've been winning right at the net. Wolverines' net play has kind of faltered them late in this matchup. Reisinger gets the ball over. Tapped up by Rubin. Over to Peters. Right back down and right back at you. McCown says it's now 4-2 Shenango. McCown to serve for the Wolverines. Down 4-2. Serves comes in. Over to Fedrizzi. Hits it over to Reisinger. Nardone hits it up. Over to Iannelli, who hits it. And it will drop. It's now 4-3. Wildcats. Serving once again for the Wolverines is number 22, McCown. Good serve, deep serve. Puts a little pressure on the Wildcats. Fedrizzi gets it over. Nardone sets it up for Barnett, who sets up McCown, who hits it home. They're going to say it's out of bounds. They're going to say it's out of bounds. 5-3 Wildcats. Served by Peters. Set up by Nardone. Back over to Reisinger, who hits it right into the net. And all of a sudden now Shenango has a 3-shot lead, 6-3. Peters with the serve. McCown sets it up. Barnett gets it over to no man's land, and unfortunately it drops. 7-3. Wildcats starting to pull away in this fifth set. Peters once again. Good dig by Barnett. Set up Nardone over to Ionelli. Ionelli spikes it home. It will drop. Stop the bleeding for a little bit. It's 7-4. Wolverines will have to get some good serves here shortly in a row to get back in this one. Number 7, Vedica to serve. Over to Peters, over to Rubin. Rubin hits it. Nardone makes the play. Back to Vedica. Tapping it over is McCown. Deep, good hit. Peters over to Cleaver, right back at her. And it's now 7-5. Serving is Jenna Vedica for the Wolverines. Ball does get over. Peters sets up Rubin, who's going to tap it. And it will drop for the point for Shenango. 8-5 Shenango. Serves coming in by number 2, Hannah Ziegler. Coming in hot. Trudy makes the hit. Rubin hits it back over to Nardone, who taps up to Ionelli. Back over to McCown. McCown hits it home for a point. 8-6. Some good net play there by Nardone and Retrudy, helping each other. Nardone gave a little push to Retrudy to help her out, and it worked. All right, serve for number 23, Ionelli. We need a couple points for the Wolverines. Good serve, almost drops in. Set up for Rubin, back at her, and it will not make it over. Point for the Wolverines. It's now 8-7. Ionelli with the serve, down 8-7. Peters to Fratrizzi, to Ionelli, back over to Nardone, who sets up Reisinger. Good dig by Fratrizzi, right at the net. Gets it over, set up for Ionelli. Over to Nardone, over to number 2, Retrudy, back down. Good net play by Shenango, and it drops. Oh my, 9-7. Serving is number 33, Kylie Rubin for the Wildcats. Serve comes in. Good set up by Ionelli, over to Vedica, over to Reisinger. Gets it over to Rubin, to Peters. Back over to Fratrizzi. Good hit by Ionelli. Vedica over to McCown. Back over to Campbell. Set up by Ionelli. Over to Nardone. Over to Reisinger. There it is. It's almost a sure thing. If either it's McCown or Reisinger, either it's going to hit somebody, go out of bounds, or it's down. Good winner for Reisinger. And it's now 9-8. A little breathe. A little breath here before the point. Wow. Very good 5th set. Served by Retrudy. Back to Ionelli. Over to Nardone. Setting up Reisinger once again. It drops! It's 9-9. What a game. What a match. Both teams putting their hearts on the line. Retrudy to serve. Campbell hits it. Peters. Rubin. Vedica over to Nardone. Setting up McCown. Good dig there by Peters. Right at the net. Right back to her. Over to DeCarbo. Right at the net. Spike it home. Back over to Nardone. To Reisinger. Still in play. Peters, and it drops. She misplayed it. Oh my. My, oh my. And the camera's going wild. 10-9 Wolverines. Retrudy to serve. Set up for Fratrizzi. Good hit. It's still in play. Vedica gets it over. We move on. Set up for Fratrizzi once again. Vedica tapped up for Nardone, over to Reisinger. Yes! Please say it drops. It does. 11-9 Wolverines. What a matchup. You gotta be here to believe it. Oh my! Timeout Wildcats. Wow! What a matchup we have here. 11-9 fifth set. We'll be right back. We got some late drama here from Lincoln High School. Big Jim. Serve comes in for the Wolverines. Good tap by McCown! What a hit by McCown! Oh my, mercy my, oh my. Woo! Big point by Danielle McCown. Right back down, it's 12-9. 3 points and we may have a win. Trudy the serve. Goes over to Rubin, back to Peters, back over to Fedrizzi. Back to the net. They're going to let it play. They're going to let it play. To the net once again, and it drops. Mistakes at the last minute here, and the Wolverines lead 13-9. Oh, this is going to be tough. What a matchup. 13-9, Trudy serving for the Wolverines. Good serve. Over to Peters, over to Rubin. Rubin's going to knock it over. Trudy with the tap up to Iannelli. Right at the net to McCown. She drops it in. Back over to Peters. Right over to Fedrizzi. Up in the air. It drops. 13-10. Now, Wildcats do get a point back. But as of right now, it's a 3-point lead for the Wolverines. Win by 2. All you're going for is 15 in this fifth and final set. Emma Callahan to serve. Over to Retrudy. Over to Nardone. Nardone sets up Reisinger. She hits it. Oh, be careful. Okay, they're going to count it. It counts because it hit the net, or it hit the wall. You have to hit it before it goes over. And it's 14-10 Wolverines. Timeout Wildcats, as they should. It is now 14-10 Wolverines. You have to win by 2. And it's the best of 15. If you're not up by 2 when you hit 15, you play on. Whew. What a good matchup. The admin at Ellwood City, specifically our 2 directors here, our athletic director and our assistant, Mr. Rosansky and Kurt Gusnelli, both went and said that this was going to be a good matchup, and it has lived to the hype. Game, set, and match here. Reisinger to serve to Peters, over to Fedrizzi, back at her. She puts it up to Reisinger, up to Nardone. Nardone to McCown, tips it. Callahan makes the play. And that's it. That's it. The ball drops. The Wolverines come away victorious 15-10. They win this game 3 sets to 2. Everybody can go home happy. Your Lady Wolverines had to claw through this one. Lost 2 sets, their first 2 sets on the season. They win. They go to now 4-0 on the season. We'll be back here in 2 days. Thursday night, 6 o'clock p.m. We'll bring you JV and Varsity against Mohawk. Again, your final score, 3 sets to 2. Your Lady Wolverines improved to 4-0. I've been your host, Brad Windhorst, and as always, go blue.